Hey, everybody. Conor Jones here with your Business Tech Podcast. I'm here with David Vander Bloomen, a guy that I've been able to get to know over the past, 6 months now, something like that. He's with the De Pere Chamber, so pretty cool stuff we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the De Pere Area Chamber and some of the offerings that they have. We're going to talk about Business with Christ, which is one of the offerings that the De Pere Chamber has, as well as C-Suite for Christ and cybersecurity stuff that hits pretty close to home when it comes to just what they've been doing and they've seen other small businesses dealing with.
Unfortunately, yep.
Yeah. So to kick things off, do you mind introducing yourself to the guests?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm David Vander Bloomen, President and CEO of the De Pere Area Chamber. I've been in this role about 2.5 years now. Personally, I've got a couple kids. I got a son and a daughter. We're in the Freedom area. And professionally, I've done a little bit of everything. So I've been in the media. I've been a police officer. I've been in marketing majority of the time. Did a lot of branding, consulting, and promotional products and apparel and things like that. And happened to fall into this role. So it's been an amazing thing. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I own multiple businesses. And so now I get to practice kind of what I get to preach. So as a business owner, but then I get to literally walk with people in their business journey, starting, ending, good, bad, everything in between. It's an absolute blessing to be able to be part of people's lives in that way. So I love the chamber space. I love business. I love it all.
That's so cool. And you were just telling me that you do like tombstone cleaning now too.
Do, yeah.
So it's like you really are a jack of all trades.
Literally.
You do so many different things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a company called Bay Valley Memorial Care, found that there was a need in the area for, cleaning stones and leveling and raising up footstones and stuff. So that's one of the fun businesses that I've got.
That's pretty cool. For anyone who doesn't know that's watching the show, because I didn't know that the De Pere Area Chamber was even a thing before Joel introduced us. Can you give a quick little synopsis of what makes the De Pere Area Chamber different from other chambers?
Absolutely. First, I always love to tell people, yes, we exist and we've been around a long time. So it was from the 1890s is when we officially started.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it started as the De Pere Men's Group, as most chambers have done over the centuries. That's evolved then into different business groups and business alliances and things. We were officially rebranded to the De Pere Area Chamber of Commerce back in, I think, 06, 07, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're here. We obviously have a larger chamber right next door, but I think that allows this area to have two really neat opportunities to be part of two different chambers. And we have a lot of crisscross. Actually just got an email from the president of the Green Bay Chamber. We have 92 shared members.
Oh, wow.
So for us, we have about 300 members total. So almost a third of our membership is also a member of Green Bay, which they're awesome at the entrepreneurial resources and economic development and those aspects, what a chamber really has been known to do. Mm-hmm. What makes us different, and I think what makes us special, is we really lead with community. So everything that we do is going to check two different boxes: connection and community. So our theme last year was connecting people, creating opportunities. I can't force somebody to purchase your services or use what you offer, but I can put them in the same room as you. So our whole opportunity is just getting people together. So every event that we have is all about connections. Every event that we have, we talk about the importance of community. I'm a big one on that. If our community is strong, our businesses are strong. If our businesses are strong, our community is strong. So I found there was a missing link there, especially in the De Pere area, and that's town of Lawrence, town of Ledgeview, De Pere. We use that word area in our name very proudly. So we represent everybody. I've got members in Milwaukee. We've got members in the Valley. We've got members in Door County. They're all over the place. It's connecting the people here. And so then how do we do better with our downtown organization and in the city and other municipalities to kind of be this three-legged stool where if one of us is gone, it's not going to work for everybody. So I love the community part.
That's really cool. And that's what drew Carrie and I to the De Pere Area Chamber.
Brand new members, welcome.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've already gotten a lot out of it too. Yeah. And the reason why we decided to partner with the De Pere Area Chamber instead of the Green Bay Area Chamber is because of what you're talking about, like the community, the small field, you get to actually know us and we get to know you instead of this huge organization where, yes, there is a time and a place to be partnered with an organization like that. Best option would be to partner with both.
Absolutely.
Some companies financially and time-wise can't do that.
Yeah.
So we made the strategic decision to partner with the De Pere Area Chamber, and you guys have already come in clutch for us in different ways.
Appreciate that. And our hope is that we start working with other chambers throughout the region even more closely. I'm actually meeting with the Anago Chamber in a couple weeks to discuss how can we connect central Wisconsin to northeast Wisconsin. I've got a great relationship with Portage County Chamber over by Stevens Point, and the Fox Cities Chamber and Fox West and Heart of the Valley. We work together on ribbon cuttings and other events all the time. Us in Green Bay are in talks right now to figure out how do we do some joint educational type things. Let's talk about our strengths and then bring those 92 together. Yeah. Why are we not working better together? And that was a big thing I saw when I first took this role. So many of our organizations in general, whether it's nonprofits or chambers or whatever, aren't doing a good enough job working together. So
it's almost like there's this built-in competition, like mentally, just because you're different chambers. Yeah. And we talked about this just from a Christian standpoint. Yes. Christian organizations shouldn't be competitors. Churches aren't competitors. We're all going at the greater goal, which is spreading Christ.
Correct.
And you are going with the greater goal of making businesses and business people better and more profitable, and in turn making our families and our communities better.
Yep.
So instead of segregating, like, oh, this is Green Bay, this is De Pere, this is that, like, if you can work together, that'll be beautiful, man.
Totally. And when you look at northeast Wisconsin, we don't know our boundaries. And it's like, I live in Appleton, I work in De Pere, and I eat and play in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you where one stops and one starts.
Yep.
And so if I had no hurdles, if I had all the money in the world and I had all the resources, I would love for all of our chambers in the region to become one big chamber. Because of how business is today, it's so virtual, it's so expansive. Just because you have a store in downtown De Pere doesn't mean people from Appleton aren't coming to visit you.
Yeah.
So why are we not doing a better job of that conglomeration? And then you could still have the focus on these local areas. Like, we have our foundation. It's our 501c3 arm of our chamber. That's our give back. That's where we're giving scholarships. That's where we're doing our veteran plaque program, all these other cool things we have going. It's all foundational.
Yeah.
So we can still have hyper-focused foundations when you still have an overarching type of a chamber for that B2B connection.
Yeah.
And that support and the education, all the cool things that come along with that. But to your point, we act like competitors, but we're not competitors. Like, we need to stop acting like that. And it's been amazing having conversations with other chamber leaders about that. We all feel that way. Now one of us just needs to finally do something about it and start doing some cool things together. And so I'm excited for what the future holds with some of that, with some of the talks I've been having.
That's really cool. And we're part of the MMAC down in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So, like, huge chamber, like a massive chamber. And they have almost like small groups split out, similar to what you're talking about, where they get to have the community feel, but it's part of the greater chamber, and you get to have some of the benefits of being part of a huge area chamber. And we didn't view you guys as being competitors. We just happened to have two different locations. We have a Brookfield location. We have our Green Bay headquarters. Cool. We'll be part of two area chambers and see which one works best for us. Or if both of them work, that's amazing.
Exactly. And now think, too, let's say there's an event down there and you're able to bring a guest or two. Now you bring somebody from up here. You can connect them down to Milwaukee. When I was in sales doing branding, I had a lot of clients in Milwaukee. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So now you're connecting two regions together through business.
Yeah.
You can still be that connector, and you just happen to do it through two different chambers.
Yeah, which is really, really beautiful. And speaking of the beauty in the chamber, we got connected through Business with Christ.
Yes.
Like Joel at Discover Green Bay, which, by the way, thank you, Discover Green Bay, for letting us host here. It's amazing.
Great
I love
location.
it. I don't take it for granted at all. They're actually having an event right now. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, when I walked
like
in,
Joel was leading it, which is cool. But he hooked us up. And then I found out about Business with Christ, and it hasn't been life-changing for me, but it's been business-changing for me, where I like that I see 40 other people trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do, so that I don't feel alone in doing it. Can you talk about why you started it and how you even got the backing to do it from a public organization?
Yeah, it was... I love this story. So April 4th of 24 was the night of our first ever awards banquet for the chamber. That was the night I was introduced as the interim president and CEO at that time. My dad was watching our kids, and my dad is the deacon at Our Lady of Lourdes in West De Pere, one of the deacons at Lourdes. We got home. We love our Manhattan, so him and I were having a drink, and he was trying to just brainstorm ways to get new members into the chamber now that I was in that role. And he has a really active men's group at Lourdes. And he was just talking about how there's a lot of business owners in that group. And but he said it was always hard. You can't talk business at men's group and Bible study because it's not the right place or time.
Yeah.
And I just, out of the blue, I just said, well, what if we had a business group that talked about Jesus? And so that was the idea for it. And I started just putting the bug into people's ear. And come December of 24, I invited, I want to say a dozen people or so, just select invites on people that I knew would have something to say about this whole faith and business mentality. And 7 people showed up. We had an amazing conversation. It wasn't going to be a faith and business group, so that's what we were going to call it. I had people from the Jewish background asking if they could be part of it. I said, absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. It's going to have Christian overtones, but you are more than welcome to be in that room. And I brought that up to that first group, and they just said, well, what if we did a Christian group specifically? Like, why are we not saying Jesus or whatever in the name of this thing? And then if other denominations and faith backgrounds want to meet, we'll support that too. I'm like, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So right that day, they decided we're going to call this Business with Christ.
I like it.
Yeah, and it was kind of the mentality that day was we're tired of being quiet. So many of us go through our daily business lives with our faith as the guide. And I also think it's funny because we've had some non-believers in that room, and they still, their morals and their ethics still lead their daily business life. It's very relatable. They just happen to not believe in the same things we believe in.
Yeah.
And so it's been neat to see this room grow. And by month 2, we doubled the size. By month 3, we outgrew our space. Now the invite list is over 100 people.
Yeah.
And we get consistently 40 to 50 people there. We meet once a month. It's for 1 hour. I just start with a discussion question or a video or a song or something, and I get to shut up for an hour. It's amazing.
I mean, the amount of input that you have after the question is actually crazy. Like, I thought for sure when I first came, like, you would have to lead so much of it. Yeah. You just turn it over, and I mean, most of the time there are the same 10 people talking.
Yeah. Yep.
But I've noticed some more people that are showing up start to come out of their shell and they talk about it more. Or like, I purposely try to get to a point where I can actually take my question and put it on someone and let them talk. And like, yes, I put them on the spot, but it's like, you have value here. Yeah. I know you. Yeah. Dude, come start talking. Talk about how you live your faith out in business.
Absolutely. And it's been, people have been very vulnerable in that space because it's important stuff. And the feedback we keep getting is that I didn't know I needed this. I'm like, that's cool. It's like it's another program. You'd ask how we get around or get through with being a public entity. First, we're not taxpayer based, so we don't have to consider ourselves a public entity. So we're a different form of a nonprofit. We're a 501c6. Okay. Honestly, what that means is I cannot, as a chamber, endorse a political candidate.
Okay.
So it's truly the only difference there. But over the now 2.5 years, we have had 2 people that have been against what we were doing. One is a local community leader. They actually sent an email to our info email and in all capital letters, does the board of directors know that David is using his platform to push his faith on other people? Like, first of all, I'm flattered you think I have a platform. This is great.
Yeah. That's awesome. Second of all, this info email came to me, bro.
So yeah, exactly.
It's like, huh?
And I forwarded it to the executive committee. I said, you guys can answer this how you want. I said, but make sure if you answer, let them know that half of the board attends this, and that remind them this is nothing that's being forced on anybody. This is truly just another offering that we provide for our members in our community, where if you want to take advantage of it, great. If you don't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
It's like our lunch events and our breakfast events and our networking. It's another form of networking that just happens to have faith base to it.
Yeah.
And the other one was somebody a little closer to the chamber, and we talk through it, and it is what it is, and we're good to go. But again, I don't know of any other chambers doing this.
I haven't heard of any. I mean, the only other one that is doing it is a faith-based chamber, correct. The Wisconsin Chamber of Faith. But it's like, it's not a city or an area. It's literally just a faith chamber.
Correct.
So,
I've had other chambers reach out now that they want to potentially start like a chapter of their own. I'm like, well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I had an entire community reach out from a municipal standpoint, and they want to start something like this.
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
there's something there. So other interviews that I've done throughout the country with different magazines and stuff, it's like, this is something new. And I'm like, if this can be something we like pave the way, like, great, that's awesome. And again, the negative side of it has been so small. And somebody asked, like, how'd you get your board to agree to do this? I'm like, I didn't ask. I just did it.
You did it. And then, And that's usually, so that's what has to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh shoot, I'm worried about what's going to happen. What if someone doesn't like this? What if someone doesn't? All the times. So I've met with 200 some odd businesses over the past year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I bring Jesus up in just about every single one.
Absolutely.
Never once have I had someone ruffle their feathers at it.
Nope.
Never once have I had someone tell me to shut up.
Yep.
Never once have I had any of that.
Yep.
And maybe they think it, but they don't say it.
Right. Because there's still a respect there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
No different than we're not going to, if somebody would say that, I'm going to respect their thoughts too, you know?
Yeah. Or if someone's like, don't talk about it, I'm like, okay, I won't right now, but I kind of want to dive deeper into why you don't want me to.
Exactly.
And then it starts a conversation from there.
If you walk into my office, I mean, I have a crucifix on the wall. I have another cross on the wall with patriotic themes to it. I have little Jesus figurines on my desk. If you walk into my office, you know where I am on this stuff, right? But it's been amazing. I don't ever use that. I don't start a conversation with it, but it's awesome to see the way the conversations turn because of it. Yeah. There was one guy I remember coming in. We were going to talk about chamber membership, and he walked. I hadn't seen this guy in probably 15 years. We reconnected at a networking event, and he came in, and he just started talking about a near-death experience that he had and his faith. We never once talk about chamber membership.
And isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
I have conversations like that where, like, the minute that I bring up that I used to be a youth director / pastor because it's in my resume, it goes off the rails in a good way, but it goes off the rails. And then it's like, oh shoot, it's been 25 minutes and we haven't talked about cybersecurity.
Correct.
We got to get back to why we had this meeting.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. Yeah. And it is amazing to see that now people are being loud about it. Yeah. And it's just, and it's not loud and boisterous and rude. It's just loud and proud. And exactly. I think it's amazing.
It's been really neat. Like we've mentioned Joel a couple times from Discover Green Bay, and he was the first person that ever prayed before a lunch that I had with any kind of a member or a client or anything. I'm like, okay, that was neat. And then he started telling me when he does that at every one of his meetings, the conversation instantly goes that way. Yep. And he too has said it's never been a negative for him. And like yesterday, I was meeting with a potential C-Suite for Christ member, and we were at Pere Area in Appleton. Yeah. We prayed twice. Yeah. We were right by the entrance. People were walking past us. I'm like, 3 years ago, never. I would never have done that. No, okay, come join us.
Yeah, like, no, that's amazing. And I'm glad you brought up C-Suite because that was another thing we were going to touch on. Yeah. It's not something that I'm affiliated with, but I have like pushed people in that direction. Yeah. Like, can you expand on why you started it? Like with Paul up here and with some of the stuff that they're doing nationally, and then just what your vision is for up here. Absolutely. So actually, when I started Business with Christ at the Chamber, a friend of mine in Racine reached out. She's a nonprofit director down there, and she's like, hey, have you ever heard of Paul Newberger? I said, no. She's like, well, he founded C-Suite for Christ. I'm like, well, what's that? She's like, it's kind of what you're doing, but on a bigger scale. I'm like, cool, connect me. So I talked to Paul and I talked to his team and learned about what C-Suite for Christ is. The mission is covering the world in Christ. And we do that through business leadership. And so the whole idea is bringing people of leadership positions or people influence in their office, bring the faith back into the marketplace, but then let it trickle down. Yeah. And so I was very intrigued, and then I found out, there's these chapter opportunities, and they really wanted to get into Northeast Wisconsin. There's a financial component to it from the market president, and so I looked at him. At the time, it just wasn't right for me, and that was fine. So I'm like, let's just keep building Business with Christ, and kept in touch with Paul a little bit, and obviously followed him on socials and stuff, and as Business with Christ grew, I started to see this hunger that is in Northeast Wisconsin right now to bring God back into the marketplace. Absolutely. And it's thick, and it's a lot, and nobody's doing it. Yeah. And so I started seeing the success side. Every month when we meet with Business with Christ, I'm on this high. Yeah. Like, I don't want to go back to my office that day because I want to go out and just meet with more people and talk about Jesus and do all the fun things, right? Yep. It's a form of ministry. Yeah. And so unprompted, I mentioned this to a few people over time, and then in 1 week I had 3 people unprompted say,
go do C-Suite for Christ. Go open up the chapter.
Yeah.
Finally, the third guy was meeting him with me in my office. He's a current member of C-Suite as well. And he's like, you know about C-Suite for Christ. Call Paul.
Yeah.
So I did. That afternoon, I talked to Paul, and I said, let's talk again. And at that point, he had moved it from being a for-profit business to a nonprofit organization, which was the best move you could do because now we could accept donations and other things to put towards ministry activities. And the cost to get in was lower, and it also allowed where it can be a founding process. So I invested a portion of what I needed to do, and then the rest of it we can raise through membership acquisition and donors and sponsors. And so we're close. That's really cool. Very close to launching publicly, and I'm excited for it because, again, these people have realized, people have been involved. They're like, we didn't know we needed this. Mm-hmm. And there's
and a lot of people don't even know that it exists. Exactly. And that's where I only knew that it existed because when I first got into sales like 8 years ago, I was looking for Christian type things. So I've been following C-Suite for Christ for 8 years, which is hilarious when you brought Paul up to me. I'm like, I know who Paul is. I've never met him, but I know who Paul is. And like, it's really cool to see the hunger that exists there. And it's really cool to see, again, like we were talking about with the chambers, how they don't have to be competitors. Right. These things don't have to be competitors. Business with Christ, Chamber of Faith, C-Suite, they don't have to be competitors. They actually should work together to make it so if maybe one isn't a fit for one person, the other one is. Yep. And then you can help each other out and further the mission, which is, I mean, for us, the mission is to share the gospel with as many people as possible and change lives in doing so.
Exactly.
And if we can do it through business, because you and I both have a business mind and a heart for the business community, dude, that's amazing then.
Yeah. And it like C12 is another national organization. Okay. It's for executives and it's faith-based, and there's coaching involved and some of the same things we do at C-Suite for Christ, but you have to be at a certain level of executive to be a member of them. I just met with the Wisconsin guy, Chris, a couple weeks ago, and we are going to work together.
That's cool.
And him and I talked about exactly that. We are not competitors. We're in this for the exact same reason. There are people that aren't going to be a good fit for C12 that will be for C-Suite for Christ and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's not good for our members if we're not having those conversations.
Yeah.
Like we can do joint events.
It's not a one size fits all thing.
Totally.
It's and the minute that you do that, the customers or the clients or the members start to feel it and it starts to suck for them.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm bringing this in where I think we're in the right time, and the people I've been bringing in around, for my executive committee and membership committee, and even, again, people like you that aren't a member, but you're promoting it. And it's all, that's what we need. We just need the voices. We need to be loud. That's been my theme this year, be loud.
Yeah.
And we can talk through this. So we're going to have our monthly gatherings. We're going to have a dad's group. We're going to have a mom's group. We're going to have I'm Catholic, so a bunch of us Catholic people want to get together for bourbon and a cigar or whatever and talk about our faith. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I got somebody that wants to bring faith and athletics in, and he wants to do a young adult version of this. I'm like, we can have all these nice breakouts while still doing everything else that C-Suite for Christ stands for. And I know lately people have been noticing, as an organization, we've been getting louder when it comes to political things. I try to stay away from the political side as much as possible because I really don't care if you're an R or a D or an I or whatever the heck you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
I care more about how do we bring Christian values back to our voting polls.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we've lost track. We vote in a way because the party that we're affiliated with tells us you have to do this. That's bunk. I hate that.
Oh, yeah, completely. Then it takes Jesus out of it. It takes our values, like even removing Jesus from the equation, which we can't do, but other people don't have him.
Right.
Like, still vote on your values. Don't vote because someone told you have to vote a certain way.
Right. In my perfect example, I lean conservative. That's not a secret. I've been asked to run for public state office multiple times now, and I someday might.
Yeah.
But I had a Democrat running in my assembly district last year, or 2 years ago now. And she asked me to endorse her. I used to be on the town board where I live. And I said, I can't do that. Well, why not? We share some of the same values. I said, yes, we do. And I know where you stand on some of the hot topic issues personally, because I've gotten to be friends with you. But I said, what would you vote when it came time to do this stuff? And it was opposite what I know she feels.
Yeah.
I said, that's my issue. I said, you won't vote with anybody but your party because your party tells you have to vote. She's like, well, it's not as easy as you think. I'm like, I understand that.
Yeah.
But
But for you, it's as easy as it is. Or it's like, I can't endorse that.
Correct.
And same thing with some of the things that's kept me out of being part of certain organizations around here. And the beautiful thing is we respect each other.
Absolutely.
And you respect that woman still.
Yep.
And she respects you.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I think we've lost in the community is the ability to have respectful dialogue on topics that are pretty taboo. Like, if you would have told me 7 months ago or 8 months ago when I started this that I would be having a conversation strictly about Jesus and politics right now, I'd be like, what the heck, dude? Like, how are we doing this and why? And like, but it works because the conversation just led to this way, and we should be talking about taboo subjects to make it so people see that it's not all cutthroat. Like, you and I do fall slightly on the different, like on slightly different ends of the political spectrum, but we all have the same, like you and I have the same goal in mind. Yeah. And we just have different means of doing it.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing to me. Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be cutthroat. It doesn't have to be, well, you voted this way, so I hate you now. Or I voted this way, so that means that we can't ever get along. Right. Like,
whatever happened to votes being private?
Yeah. Like what?
Where'd that go? Growing up, you never asked anybody the way you voted.
No, I think social media did that, man. And that's why I posted, not politically, but that's why I posted the other day on Monday, I think it was, where I posted about all the struggles that are happening in my house. Yeah. Like, I share the good with a lot of people. I share these things. These things look good. It looks like I'm killing it. It looks like sales is going well. All these things are going well. Dude, I was involved in a hit and run. My washer exploded, basically, and I had freaking sewage in my basement because there were tree roots in it. Yeah. Normally people don't share that. No. And then everyone else has a false sense of, oh, well, everyone else's lives are amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to do that. No. That's just unfair. But back to your point of, like, how do we know or why do we know these things about people? It's because of social media, dude. That's why.
It's awful.
And actually, that's a weird segue into the last thing that I was going to talk about. But social media is a way that a lot of people that are hackers use it to get information about you, about other people at the chamber, about other people in my business, and try to use it as social engineering tactics to hack into organizations. Yeah. So I know that you guys were involved in like this goofy thing that happened a little bit ago. Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't horrible. I know we haven't talked a ton about it, but could you kind of explain what happened and why businesses should take it seriously? Because it's one thing for me to talk about it with people because like I sell the services, even though I feel like I'm a pretty trustworthy dude. I like people could also look at it through the lens of, well, yeah, he has to talk about it because he has to sell it. Right. I think it would mean a lot more coming from you.
Absolutely. So I was always into the mentality. I'm like, and this is even previous businesses that I've had and current ones. I'm like, I'm too small. The hackers aren't going to care about me. Including the chamber. And we found out, this is, 3 months ago now. I bet it was. I was sitting in a podcast studio. I was recording mine that I've got that I do daily. All of a sudden my phone started ringing and text going off from one of our chamber members. And he asked, he's like, did you send this lady an email? Because he's like, it was weird. Like, no.
Well, that's good that he noticed that it was weird, but like.
Right. I'm like, no. So now I'm looking through my sent. I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. Like, what's going on here? And all of a sudden, then I started I was getting more texts from other people. Like, did you send me this weird email? Like, asking me to click on this? I'm like, no. So I called our IT partner and I said, I think something's going on. And we started digging into it. Yes. And we found after, it was 2 days worth of finding this out, but the day before all this happened, I got an email from one of our members who we had put a bid request out to. They were one of the bid receivers. Oh. And it came back to me and it said, click here to view what I can't remember what the wording was. It looked legit. It was from Tyler. It was from his email. Like, I know this guy. Like, we talk often. Yep. And so I wrote back. I said, hey, is this legit? As I always do on these hacking type emails. He quote unquote, he wrote back and said, yep, it's legit. Click on it. It's in there. So I clicked on it. It's Microsoft and it's telling me I can't get into my stuff. Well, of course it's asking for your password. Yep. Did that. And then the next day, that was the exact same email that would start going out to all of our members and our contacts. And one of my staff at the time also clicked on it. So then it went out to all of her contacts. And so what we ended up finding was these hackers created an entire new rule within Outlook and put all of these emails in and out into a completely different folder that you
couldn't see.
Correct.
Dude, the last solo episode that I did was talking specifically about this, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like it was talking about how if they get access to your email, they will do this. So then nothing looks sketchy at all. And you can't find any of the forensics. Like you have to do deep digging to find it.
Yep. And it was simply just deleting that rule. We were back to fine. And I noticed something because I looked at the rules. That was one of the first things I did. I looked at it, I'm like, that looks different. But again, we use people to do this stuff for us. So I didn't know any better. I'm like, I'm not smart. Like,
it's like, they might have done something.
Exactly. But that's what it was. And so then I found out the fallout on that. And I don't want to say fallout because nothing came out bad, but a lot of our members clicked on what I sent.
Yep.
And I know one guy for sure lost his entire email because they couldn't recover it.
Yep.
So whatever rule they put in caused him even more hardship.
Yeah.
And this thing, I bet you 2 weeks worth, I was getting messages from people like, hey, was that legit? I'm like, no. And we did everything we could. We put messages out. We put statements out. And we did a video.
I saw the statement that got put out, which is why I even found out about this because I texted you right away. I'm like, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, are you okay? Like, do you need someone to help on the back end? Like, what's going on? Yeah. And so
it's hard
for everyone else that's listening right now. You didn't know this probably, but I knew it because I see this all the time. If you're worried that something is legit or not, always pick up the phone instead of emailing that specific email back, even if that email is that person's email. Because if they have access to that email, the bad guys have access to the email, they're going to write back and say it's legit. But you don't think of doing that in the moment.
Don't, but 2 people did, and I didn't think anything of it until after.
Yeah,
I got 2 because I get all my voicemails into my inbox, and so I saw 2 come through from people I haven't talked to in months, and they left voicemails, and I didn't read what it was at the time, but I'm like, it's weird that person's calling. I'm like, I haven't talked to them in a long time. Like, they might be up for renewal or whatever, grabbing coffee, whatever it might be. After the fact, and I listened to the voicemails, it was them asking, is this a legit email? I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yep, and it's scary the amount of people that don't know to do that.
Correct.
And now imagine you said people like lost data, they lost all those things, which praise God that's it.
Yeah.
Because I've had conversations with people where they lose 75 grand, they lose 100 grand, they lose more than that because they never catch that the person's doing that.
Correct.
It's scary, dude.
It is.
And the thing that it would make me wonder is how long was, like, obviously the person was in that person's email address to send it out. How long was that person in there? Because they were obviously looking at your emails going back and forth, and then all of a sudden just took over in that moment.
Correct.
And that's what happens a ton.
Yeah.
And I think the stat right now, I can't remember what it is now, but as of like 3 months ago, it's something like 9.5 months that a hacker stays inside of someone's environment without being detected.
Wow.
Even with some of the detection tools and stuff. So that's why you have to layer so many things on. Like it's gnarly. It's not fun.
Well, they're getting good. Like even 3 years ago, I was down in St. Augustine, Florida. We were my wife and I were out doing a wine and cheesecake flight thing, date night without the kids kind of a thing. And my phone alerted me. Facebook was telling me I was getting a violation for copywriting with some music I had on a video or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's dumb. Of course, they ask you to log in, verify who you are. I'm like, all of a sudden, within a minute of me doing that, I had no access to my Facebook anymore.
Yep.
And then I started freaking out, and I realized what had happened.
Yeah.
And you start Googling, yep, that's a current scam, whatever. And then I realized all of the professional pages that I was connected to, because at the time I was doing marketing and I was running, I think I had 11 pages that I was responsible for. I lost all of that access.
Yeah.
So then I had to spend the next night and day on vacation calling all of these clients of mine and saying, can you, because they're all admins as well. I'm like, you need to re-add me. Here's my new fake account, whatever, for now. Like, just get me in there.
Yeah.
But what a nightmare that was. But then I started thinking, like, personally, I lost a decade worth of pictures. I lost a decade worth of memories. I lost a decade worth of all of these things, which then made me realize I'm too reliant on social media for my pictures and all this stuff. And I had joked for years. I'm like, if Facebook ever goes away, how many photo albums are gone from people's lives? We don't print pictures and put them in binders anymore. And it happened.
We need to start doing that. And it's unfair, dude.
Yes.
And it brings me back to conversations that I have with my kids all the time now, because they're they're young, like they're all under 10.
Yeah.
And their main concern with things is like stuff being fair and not being fair. Like, oh, well, she got 2 of this, I only got 1, or she got 4 of this, I only got 3. And I just want to tell them, and I do tell them, life isn't fair. No one asks for the things that they get. A lot of people end up getting the short end of the stick because other people suck.
Yeah.
And it's unfair and unfortunate that businesses even have to worry about this. And I joke that I have incredible job security as long as I do things well at Loyalty.
Right.
Like, I have really good job security because other people suck.
Yeah.
And other people try to cheat the system and gain things that they didn't earn.
Yep. I always said that as a cop, stupid people make the world go round. Like, I had job security because of people being mean and nasty and unfair. And it's like, and thinking how smart they're getting. Like, again, I looked at some other, we had one of those Apple Card issues too in recent months at the chamber. And I looked at the email that our person got, and it looked really good.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded like me emailing this, and now we've got $300 worth of Apple gift cards that I can give away as prizes. You know? So it's like,
you know what's really terrifying? You and I aren't that smart when it comes to tech.
Right.
Like, I'm smarter than you only because I live in it, but thankfully I have smarter people behind me that like actually do the work. If you and I really wanted to, we're pretty entrepreneurial. You and I could legitimately set up a hacking organization just using AI exploits. Like, we could ask AI to create these things and then just send them out. And last time I checked, so many organizations are using AI to write sales emails, and you can straight up make a prompt of, hey, craft something that gets the most clicks possible.
Yep.
If I can do that from a sales standpoint, I can do that with a malicious email.
Absolutely.
And they're doing that.
Yeah.
And that is something that people don't talk about enough. But then I'm in a weird boat where I don't want to come off as using scare tactics, but this stuff is real.
You almost have
so
to.
I have to tell people that this stuff happens. So I'm just accumulating stories at this point and bringing them out when they matter to talk to people. And hopefully I just plant a seed that eventually sprouts, and whether they work with us or work with another organization, I just want them to be safe.
And and you're in a tough spot too, because you have to keep up with the tactics. And again, they're a step or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 ahead of the good people. And I feel bad for our elderly. I feel bad for the people that maybe don't quite understand. I'm self-admittedly technology stupid. If I see something come through, I'm going to trust it because I'm too much of a trusting person. But you have to remember those scary things to start second guessing it. And if something just feels a little off, you got to ask those questions. To your point, pick up the phone and make a phone call. Like, I even think banks and stuff, they're not going to email you and ask for your login information to verify that. They're going to call you.
They're not going to text you. They're not going to do any of that. But people don't know, or people don't think. And in the moment, the bad guys usually try to get some sort of scare response, where it's like, or urgency or something. And I've been taught over the past 5 or 6 years to always be skeptical.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll tell everyone. Yeah. Like you, David, leaving here, be skeptical of everything.
Exactly.
And if there's something that even puts a tiny red flag up, go the extra mile and ask the person if this is real or not. I had one of my best friends email me something over, like a job description type thing. Yeah. And because like he was looking for another job, and it didn't sound like him. I was like, this is weird. You normally don't send me stuff to my work email. This is odd. Right. So I texted him, like on his personal cell. Yeah. I'm like, dude, was this you? What the heck? He's like, oh no, dude, that's me. It was me. And I'm like, okay, thank goodness. But like, wow, what the frick, dude? Yeah.
That's scary. So, well, even I remember years ago, my grandpa got a phone call, and it was from my quote unquote brother who was in Mexico and needed help getting home. This is back when that was brand new as a scam. But my grandpa started talking to the guy and said, how did you get to Mexico? I just had breakfast with you this morning. And the guy, I mean, he tried hard to like, oh no, I flew out right after and blah blah blah. Like, but thankfully, my grandpa and his wisdom at the time knew this wasn't legit. But how many?
And that kind of stuff is scary too. Where now you might not even be able to call people because there's the voice, like mimicking software and deep faking of videos. Like
it's one of your competitors, one of our chamber members. He did a presentation for us last year on AI and. Part of his presentation was him using my voice to leave voicemails for people. He put it right up on the screen, played it out. I'm like, aside from the little bit of chop in there.
But other people might not know that. Correct. Like if you don't know, like I would probably be able to tell.
Correct. Yeah, you know my voice cadence and things like that. It was scary. Extremely scary.
I tell people that I'm slightly terrified of the fact that I have this now.
Yeah.
Because like my voice is out there, my cadence is out there, my face is out there. If anyone wanted to deep fake me or use that AI technology to do it, they could.
Yep.
I don't like where things are going with it.
I don't either. Well, I hate too. You scroll through social media and all you see is AI content. Like, I'm glad they're marketing it now, but so many people are going with this AI content. I'm like, this is me personal soapbox. I hate the unpersonal connection at that point. Unpersonal, is that a word?
Impersonal, where it's like, there's no, like, yes, they had to prompt it.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's telling someone to do something. No creation. I do it sometimes. Like if I have a presentation that I have to throw together, like I'll make the slides that way, but all the content is mine.
Exactly.
LinkedIn, I'm proud to say that the only thing I have ever put out there that's AI generated is one picture.
Yeah.
That's it. Like my content, as like I schedule it all the time and do stuff, none of it is AI generated. And I will not AI generate my stuff.
And I think you're seeing the algorithms catch up with that now too, because you stop seeing some of that. But the one time I did it with, it was Sisu for Christ, and we're launching, we were pushing one of our new founding opportunities kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I purposely did an AI image, and I made fun of it because I asked for it to create a graphic, here's what we need and here's what we're looking for. Make it Green Bay related, and the images that kept coming up was not Green Bay. So, to the point I finally had to give ChatGPT the image I wanted used, because people know what the quote unquote skyline of Green Bay looks like.
Yeah,
they were way off, and so I made the post about it. Hey, AI's here. It's not always authentic, but hey, we are. So
I love that. I do remember seeing that too, where I was like, "That's great," because. I don't know about you. It sounds like you're the same way. When I see AI generated content, I get grossed out.
Yeah, I hate it.
Like Kristen and I, my wife, we were watching a movie last night, and there was an ad that popped up, and it was completely AI generated.
Yeah.
Like all the children in it, the people. Yep. And Kristen and I just looked at each other and like, is this really where we're going right now? Yeah. And it was a shoe company that she actually bought shoes from.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, honey, next time you buy shoes for the kids, that's not like I'm purposely not going to do business with them. And that's where I think we're going, where this whole boom happened and everyone's using it and it's the next best thing. And now everyone is just disgusted by it.
Well,
like there's a time and place for there's a time and place for it. I use AI to coach me in certain things. I use AI to help automate tools, which by the way, a lot of people are just saying AI and they mean process automation.
Correct.
They mean things that have already existed in the past.
Correct.
So those ways of doing things where it makes it so we can do more meaningful things, yes, let's absolutely do that. Yeah. But if we're graphic designing with it, or we're creating content with it, or things that humans should be doing, it grosses me out, dude. Well, and
it all looks the same.
It does. It all looks the exact same. I've seen billboards, like, on the way to Door County, there's one specific billboard that's up. And I'm like, why would you put an AI generated thing on a billboard? Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, even like, I love Canva. I pretend to be a graphic designer with Canva, drag and drop, make it look really good.
Yeah.
But you can tell who uses Canva because it all looks the same. Like everybody's golf outing flyers look the same. Yeah. Great. It's easy to use. At least I know somebody did the work to do it.
Yep.
And now I remember when those flyers for AI stuff started coming out. Oh, that looks awesome. That's neat. Now everybody's looks like that. Give me a break. Go back to Canva.
Yeah. Go back to doing whatever else you do.
Do the work.
Like, I would honestly rather have someone use like the Microsoft Paint thing. Like you just draw it with your hand. Like I'd rather have that. Like honestly, I might start doing that for my images and just make them goofy. Like, and that's a way to stand out, dude. Totally. And that's part of why I started this too. Like I got the blessing from Carrie to start the podcast. Like, okay, everyone's going anti-human. Let's just go full human. Absolutely. Let's just go full community and connection and make this happen.
Well, and you still like, I'm going back to my branding days and telling those stories. I could never be a good branding consultant for somebody if I did not know their story.
Yeah.
AI is never going to know your true story. I call my ChatGPT, I named him Vinny. So every time I log in, I'm like, hey, Vinny. And it's like, hey, what are you up to today? Yeah. This. And I'm like, so Vinny knows me to that point. Nothing beyond that.
Yeah.
And so if I'm hiring a branding consultant and they're using AI to figure me out and do all these things, I'm like, no. Like nothing drives me more insane. No offense to people that do this, but I don't like it. If you are a marketing company posting AI content, that tells me more about you as a marketing agency than it does anything else.
Yeah.
That tells me you are not using the people on your team, or you've gotten rid of people on your team, or you won't hire people for your team to be more authentic. And I think I have a lot of graphic design friends, and they are so worried right now about losing their jobs because of AI coming through and doing the work for them.
Yeah. I mean, you and I both know Chris Robinson.
Yes.
Like, he's a decent friend of mine. I've known him for years. He's going to be coming on the podcast later, too.
Good.
And I'm sure he's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, doing the website design and website stuff. He does great work, by the way.
Fantastic
like,
work.
Amazing work. And he shouldn't be worried. Like, he really shouldn't. If anything, he should be, like, hoping that he can capitalize on all this. But it makes sense why he's worried, because the people that look for shortcuts are going to continue to find shortcuts.
Absolutely.
And right now, the shortcut is have AI do it.
Yeah. Even my Bay Valley Memorial Care, my gravestone cleaning business, I needed a website right away. I just went to GoDaddy because it's super easy and very inexpensive. At some point, I'm upgrading that to a Chris or somebody else.
Yeah.
But even that, I had to use stock images because I didn't have my own content.
Yep.
Well, guess what? As I get content, it's getting onto my website because I don't want the stock images even out there. One of the other organizations I own or co-own is Center Valley Baseball. It's a youth baseball organization. Same thing. We had to use stock photos for our website to start, but now that we have team pictures and action pictures and all this stuff, guess what's now on the website?
Yeah.
Simple things like that. And again, you read SEO, anything, it likes the authentic and it likes the real. It doesn't like all the stock and AI and all this stuff. Like, why are we doing that to ourselves then at that point? It takes me 2 extra minutes to take
your legs. You're cutting your legs out from under yourselves.
Totally. And again, authentic matters. And we talk relationships and we talk all these connections with people. And I talk with our members all the time. I talk with clients, you name it. They care about the connection. That's never going to go away.
No,
and
especially not up here.
No, exactly. That's what makes us different.
Yeah.
I hate virtual meetings. I hate that stuff.
I do too.
You do them because you sometimes have to, but I want to go have a cup of coffee. I want to go have lunch. I want to look at you and shake your hand and do whatever with you directly. And I keep saying that moving north of Highway 64, there are times that sounds better and better and better because you still have that lifestyle up there.
Yeah.
I would love, if it gets that bad down here ever, you are going to find me in the Northwoods hanging out at the local bar with the townies and just having the connections.
Anna go too far south for you still?
It's probably on the verge.
Okay. I was just up there yesterday. That's why I was
Nice.
asking. Yeah, in Elko.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I stayed in Elko one time.
Really?
Yep. A friend of our family's got a job up at Rhinelander Tech.
Yeah.
Or whatever the tech college is in Rhinelander. Northwest TC or something. But that's where he lived. He had an apartment in Elko, so we went up for a nice fishing weekend. And
that's cool.
So I know where Elko is.
Yeah, that's crazy that you know where Elko is, because I didn't know where Elko was, and I'm like, what the heck? This is like I'm going up to Rhinelander. This is weird. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I know where I'm going now. But then also I have T-Mobile, and I had no coverage.
I bet not.
45 minutes of the drive, there was no coverage, and I'm like, well, I hope no one needs me. Hope no one's calling me. Normally they don't.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
The other reason I know about Elko, I worked for Lamers Bus Lines for a while.
Oh yeah,
a terminal was in Elko.
Dang,
like 6 buses.
Small world.
Yeah,
really small world.
Don't blink, you'll miss Elko.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, dude, we spent a lot of time talking. That's crazy.
I like it. This is awesome.
I love this.
So I like about you. We could sit and talk all day.
Yeah, thank you. What's so funny is like we had 50 minutes recorded. We had like 35 minutes before this.
Exactly.
Just talking.
Yeah.
Like all day we could just do this. You should get me on your podcast, bro.
Yes,
like that,
you will
we should do that sometime.
So yeah, and we have to refigure that, and I would love your input on that. We've had, I have 2 of them, so I do a daily one called The Working Word,
which I'm subscribed to, and you guys should subscribe to too.
Please.
Like,
we're all podcasts
it's really good.
Found, YouTube. Yeah. It's true. It's a 5-minute podcast, Monday through Friday. We take a piece of scripture and we just relate it back to the business professional. The other one is Business with Christ. We had promptly named, and it's because of that. We're going to revision that a little bit. Okay. And that's where I want to bring people in like you that have some input on that, because it was getting, at one point we were being seen in 22 different countries, which is just blow my mind. That's crazy. Nuts. Yeah. I mean, just insane. Like, but that again, it just shows people are hungry for it. So, of course, me wanting to make it bigger and better. How do we do this? So we need to figure that out. But yeah, last one I just realized the other day was aired in February. So we need to get back on track with that. But I have some ideas. But yeah, you and I are going to talk on that because we need to do better.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. I'd love to help. I'm a I'm still green in the podcast world.
You're doing just fine, man.
Thank you.
You do a great job with this. I enjoy watching these.
It's been fun. Yeah. So thank you, buddy. And thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Honored to be here.
I'm excited for what you're going to be doing. I'm excited for what I'm doing. And it's really, really cool to see that our community's so hungry for what we're talking about.
Totally. Yep.
And it's an amazing thing.
Keep educating. That's what I like about you. You educate before you sell. And I think we need more of that. It's not the transaction that's important in this area of our world. It's truly relationships. It's learning and knowing, especially in your world, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, you will be affected by something at some point. You need to be prepared.
Yeah,
you definitely really do. So keep educating. I love that you're doing that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. This was awesome. I might split this into two. I might keep it as one. Last time I went this long, it was split into two. So we'll see.
That was a great one with Will.
Yeah, thank you. I love Will. Will's awesome.
He's great.
I model a lot of what I do after what he does. Good. And now that I know you, like it's like a mix of you guys that I'm trying to get across. So it's been fun. Yeah. But thanks for joining us. Next time, I guess you'll see who we're having on, because I wasn't planning on having David on, so we'll see. But I do have guests planned through March, so it's been a blessing to have that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll talk later.